Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Moriri Rabida Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Jonathan, go on, present as Buhari presides over Council of States meeting. Security agents aiding bandits, alleged reps demand NSA ministers sacking. Man dies in Benin while registering for free medical care. Alake Agra pledged support for anti-smuggling in Ogun. Easter, NSCDC declares war against hoodlums perpetrators in Ogun. 2 Ikoyi HighRise buildings fail integrity test, risk collapse. 28 drowned in Sokoto Canoe accident. Village at Buries 5 children. Chibok girls, UNICEF urges FG to make schools safe. Still on foreign story as well, UK to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. And finally, sports. Finidi George appointed Super Eagles assistant coach. Shoromu replaces Aloy Ago. The news in detail. The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, is presiding over a meeting of the Council of State at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. This is the 4th time the President will preside over the meeting. The first was held on October 24, 2015, the second on September 7, 2016, with the third held virtually in August 2020. The meeting, which is being started at 10 a.m., is being attended physically and virtually. Former heads of state physically in attendance are Abdusalami Abubakar, Goodluck Jonathan, and Yakubu Gowon. Also in attendance are Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, National Security Advisor, Babagana Munguno, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. State governors in attendance are Hope Uzodoma of Imo State, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, and Bello Matawali of Zamfara State. Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna State, among others. Other governors are attending virtually. The House of Representatives has condemned the rising insecurity in the country, especially the recent killings in Benue, Taraba, and Plateau states. The lawmakers who stated these at the plenary on Wednesday demanded the removal of the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Munguno, retired, and the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, retired. The legislators also alleged that security agents were aiding bandits and other criminals, adding that huge security funds were not being justified. They also alleged that the security chiefs were benefiting from insecurity in the country because of the huge funds being allocated to the defense sector. On Sunday, no fewer than 70 people were killed when gunmen attacked Canoe and Wasi communities in Plateau states. On Monday, 25 people were killed in Guma, in 30 local government areas of Benue State. So another tragic event, an unidentified middle-aged man reportedly fell into a soakaway and died at Oredo Primary Health Center in Oredo local government area of Edo State yesterday during registration for free medical care. The free medical care for residents of the state is organized by the state government in collaboration with the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the United States of America. Vandals gathered that the middle-aged man left the long queue during the free registration exercise to ease himself within the premises when the tragedy occurred. He was said to have mistakenly stepped on the soakaway within the premises and slipped into it and got drowned in the process. The Alake and paramount ruler of Ebalan, Oba Adedotun Badebo, and the Agra of Bagira, Oba Sabur Bakri, have thrown their weight behind anti-smuggling campaigns in Ogun State. Both Alake and Agra said is based separately in their policies when the new controller of Nigeria Customs Service Command 1, Makinde Bamidele, paid them courtesy visits. The visits were part of the service's tactics towards ensuring that the federal government overcomes the menace of smuggling in the states. Platform Times gathered that the monarchs warned traders across the state to embrace legitimate trading and desist from dealing in smuggled items in order not to incur the wrath of the laws. Makinde stated that the command understood the roles of the traditional rulers as a grassroots institution highly necessary in the crusade against smuggling, particularly when citizenry enlightenment is needed. Still on the Yuletide season concerning the Easter period, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ogun State Command, has declared a total war against hoodlums, miscreants, vandals, and perpetrators of crimes in the state. The State Public Relations Officer of NSCDC, Dick Ogunaya, disclosed this in a press statement he issued on Friday in Abeokuta, Ogun State, in commemoration with the forthcoming Easter celebration. The statement read in part, with the recent court clashes experienced in Ogun State last week, the command will be teaming up with other agencies to curb any reprisal from all quarters in the state. The command will deploy massively its intelligence and tactical teams to contain these anomalies alongside other security agencies before, during, and after the celebrations. Two high-rise buildings in Ikoyi, Lagos are at risk of collapse after failing expert integrity tests, the Punch has learned. The Punch had reported earlier how a high-rise building under construction by Foursquare Eggs Limited along Gerard Road in Ikoyi collapsed on November 4, 2021, killing at least 44 persons. It was also reported that the Lagos State government had accepted 26 recommendations of the Tony Ayinde-led panel that investigated the collapse of the 21-story building, which also killed the developer of the construction project, Mr. Femi Oshibono. According to Chukura Godfrey, a member of the tribunal set up to investigate the Ikoyi building collapse, the tribunal, upon concluding due investigations with regard to the factors that led to the collapse of the high-rise building, submitted its report to the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu had set up a committee to review the report and produce a white paper to that effect. So another tragic incident. No fewer than 28 people are drowned in a canoe accident at Gidam Magana village in the Shagari local government area of Sokoto State. The village head, Mohammed Awalu, said that the incident happened on Wednesday when the victims were crossing the river in the canoe to a nearby village called Badiawa. Awalu said the accident occurred when the canoe hit a tree in the water and capsized. According to Awalu, the canoe was carrying 34 people, mostly women and children. When it hit a tree and sunk into the water, only 6 people were rescued, while 28 bodies were recovered, he added. Awalu stressed that his 5 children were among those who died in the accident. He said the victims, who were 34 in number, were going to Odiyawa village in the canoe early in the morning. So Wednesday, as they were moving in the water, the canoe hit a tree and capsized. Still on the nation's issues, as part of activities marking the 8 years commemorations of the Chibok girls' abduction in Borno State, the United Nations Children's Fund has, in a statement, appealed to authorities in Nigeria to make schools safe and provide a secure learning environment for every child in the country, especially for girls, to increase girls' enrollment, retention, and completion of education. Their statement, which was signed by the UNICEF country representative Peter Hawkins on Thursday, was to mark the abduction of the 276 students at the government's girls' secondary school, Chibok. Today marks 8 years since the first known attack on a learning institution in Nigeria on 14th April 2014, in which 276 students at the government's girls' secondary school, Chibok, in northeast Nigeria, were abducted by a non-state armed group. Since then, a spate of attacks in schools and abductions of students, sometimes resulting in their death, has become recurrent in the last 2 years, especially in the northwest and north-central regions of Nigeria. Since December 2020, 1,436 children and 17 teachers have been abducted from schools, and 16 school children lost their lives. Now to the foreign story. If you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV. And to the foreign story. From today, anyone entering the UK illegally, as well as those who have arrived illegally since January 1st, may now be relocated to Rwanda, Prime Minister Boris Johnson said in a speech near Dover in southeastern England. Rwanda will have the capacity to resettle tens of thousands of people in the years ahead, Johnson said. He called the East African nation with a sketchy human rights record one of the safest countries in the world, globally recognized for its record of welcoming and integrating migrants. Johnson was elected partly and promised to curb illegal immigration, but has insisted seeing record numbers making the risky channel crossing. He also announced that Britain's border agency would hand responsibility for patrolling the channel for migrants, both to the Navy. More than 28,000 people arrived in Britain, having crossed the channel from France in small boats in 2021. Around 90% of those were male and 3/4 were men, aged between 18 and 39. And lastly, coming to you from the world news is the sports story. Former Super Eagles winger Finidi George has been appointed an assistant coach in Super Eagles, reports CompleteSports.com. Finidi will work as a second assistant coach, while Salis Yusuf will act as a first assistant coach. The former Ajax Amsterdam star is the current head coach of Nigeria Professional Football League outfit, Eyimba. Other appointees announced by the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) on Thursday are Usman Abdullah, who is the third assistant. Ebogoruche Owajimore will be the match analyst, and Ike Shorumu, who is now the new goalkeepers training. According to the NFF, a new head coach for the Super Eagles will be announced and officially unveiled once the processes for his engagement and contract signing are concluded. The NFL has also appointed coaches for the home Eagles, under 23 Eagles, Flying Eagles, and Golden Eaglets. That was world news from BGI TV, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Jonathan, go on, present as Buhari presides over Council of States meeting. Security agents aiding bandits, alleged reps demand NSA ministers sacking. Man dies in Benin while registering for free medical care. We also brought to you Alake Abra pledged support for anti-smuggling in Ogun. Easter, NSCDC declares war against hoodlums perpetrators in Ogun. 2 Ikoyi HighRise building fails integrity test, risk collapse. To a tragic one, 28 drowned in Sokoto Canoe accident. Village head buries 5 children. Chibok girls, UNICEF urges FG to make schools safe. And to foreign story, UK to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. And finally, sports. Finidi George appointed Super Eagles assistant coach. Shorumu replaces Aloy Agu. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Baba Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page for you to enjoy all of our updates as it drops. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and function, both outdoors, the phone number streaming on your screen is the direct line to call strictly for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Moriri Rebila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na na na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.